Hey guys, it's me Kat bringing you day 65. Yes, today is day 65. I'm struggling a little bit, to be honest with you. I am going through a little bit of a phase where I'm craving food outside of my designated food that I'm supposed to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't want to eat the stuff and I want to eat something else, and I don't know what. There's nothing specific I'm craving. It's just like on the food front, I feel like stuff is missing. And maybe it's like the hole that my triggers left, like chocolate, because maybe it's because chocolate had such an intense effect on my body and my mind and my taste buds. And now I feel like when it comes to food, everything is so dull and I need something to replace it, but there is nothing because nothing really has such an intense taste. Like everything just feels so bland, and things that I do find I enjoy, I only enjoy for a small period of time, and then it's like, ugh, like I think I mentioned in yesterday's video, there was a stage where I really liked popcorn. I'd have some popcorn every day and I'd feel like, oh, that was nice, cool. And then it was some dried fruit, and now I'm over it. There's nothing that I can honestly say. Even things that I used to love, like the chili bites, I'd have it and now I'm over it. And I feel like everything's bland. I feel like the mental stimulation that chocolate, all those things gave me, maybe it's mental release, or maybe it's, just something to give a bit of spice and sugar on my day, and now it's gone. And I don't know, I feel a little bit empty and I don't know what to do about it, but I'll figure it out. So if you watch this and you're like, oh, I know that feeling, or oh, I know exactly what you can do, please pop a comment or a message or anything. I'd love to hear. Knowing me, I will figure it out, and when I figure it out, I'll let you all know. It's a very interesting feeling, not only to feel but to try and describe. I don't know if I'm doing it justice. If you felt that feeling and I mentioned it, you'll know exactly, but if you've never felt it, then you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to figure it out. I think it's also like when you did something that gave you such intense feelings and you've taken that away, you're missing not only the addiction but what it gave to you. So for example, if I can think about when I was younger and I used to drink a lot and go out and party, there was a life with it. You had lots of friends, you got dance, you got dressed up, such social and everything with it. And you take yourself out of that scenario, you take yourself out of that environment. I think we all know that we go through a phase of drinking and partying, and then you get older and you kind of step back. And that's obviously because you evolve, but you get these days where you're like, I miss having all these people to talk to. I miss that environment of, dressing up and going and chatting and, listening to music and dancing and so forth. And I think I have that same feeling now, but with chocolate. But I don't know what to replace it with. And it's not that I want chocolate. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I think I overslept a little bit today. But anyways, I don't know. But I'll figure it out. I'll navigate it. I think, like I've mentioned before, it's being observant over your behavior, observant on how you're feeling, because you don't want to be blindsided when something happens and you go from 0 to 100, because the signs are there. Your body's trying to tell you, your mind's trying to tell you. A person doesn't just wake up one day and go crazy. I think it's a slow progression, and we just tend to ignore the signs because we don't want to see them and we don't want to know. We just rather be naive and ignorant, where I will rather choose to go, okay, things are feeling a bit stale when it comes to food. And it's not that food is important to me. It's just I've got that ritual of I work my ass off and I exercise and I eat well and I have a good life. And some days I have this tradition of I want to watch something good on TV and I want to nibble on something good. Maybe it's that visual and audio stimulus, and now I want that taste stimulus. And I want something nice, not necessarily something that I'm going to get addicted to, but just something I can enjoy and I don't have to feel guilty about. It could be anything. So maybe I can play around and find out, or maybe work through this and not have that emotion at all, or maybe it will just go away with time. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I have to say for today. I didn't have to wake up super early this morning to do anything with regards to work, so I got to sleep in. But I think I was tired from yesterday, so I went to bed really early and I let myself sleep in. So I think I got way too much sleep. I woke up extremely lazy. I actually didn't do exercise yesterday and I won't do today because my foot is still incredibly sore, which makes me feel like I'm stupid or making excuses because of that thing where I told you it's not blue. My foot is not broken. There's no evidence of how I'm feeling. So on one side, I'm like, oh, you're just making excuses. But then I'm like, it really does hurt. Like, I can sit here and I can, move my toes and I'm like, ow. It's like you're not feeling it permanently because you're resting it. But the moment you are active, it does hurt. So give yourself a break. And it's hard because the moment I stop exercising, my eating isn't as perfect. So maybe I'll have a handful of nuts, and I'm not supposed to at the moment. But it's okay. I think this is all a part of my goal. I mean, my goal within these 100 days was not to lose weight, have the perfect body, get my eating under control. My goal was to reverse diet, but to mainly stop obsessing about food, to stop thinking about what I must eat, when I must eat, etc., to just let it go. And that's what I'm doing. So even though I do feel a bit bad, I also don't really care that much. And I know it sounds bad, but it's like, I shouldn't. I cared for so long and so hard. I should just let go right now. Obviously not going into my triggers and eating sugar and stuff. I mean just food in general. So if I'm going to have air fried potato chips every single night, then that's what I'm going to do. But I also know myself, I get over things so quickly, as I mentioned. So maybe it's just my mind has been so focused on being tense and obsessed. Now I've let go and I'm letting myself have the things I want, and it's running out. Maybe that's what's happening. It's running out of steam, and soon food will become to me like it is to everyone. I don't know. Anyways, enough blabber jabbing from me. A tour through the brain of Kat. But I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have answers or something else to talk about. I must say, after 65 days it gets a bit difficult to make videos about this that are specifically focused on my sugar addiction and linked to that. But I do allow like a little bit of, talk about healthy thinking with regards to weight and food and exercise. But yeah, I do have a little project I want to do after my 100 days that's going to be on a complete different platform with a few links, but we'll see how you guys take that. Alright, enough from me. See you all tomorrow. Goodbye.